I've spent $27,710 on Whiteout Survival in 148 days, and today I'm going to be spending a bunch more just because there's so many events. I'm trying to play as an efficient whale. That doesn't mean I don't spend a lot. Lately I've been spending a lot more than I ever thought I would, but I'm trying to basically break down the efficiency and try to keep on pursuing power per dollar. Unfortunately, as a whale, sometimes that means, you have to spend where there's opportunity, because some things you just can't get in big enough bulk to be meaningful. So as much as I try to spend, as efficiently as possible, if I need, 1,000 of something and you can only get 200 of them from some of these shops, like, sure, I'll buy the efficient stuff as well, but sometimes I got to spend the inefficient stuff. And also, as a player of the game and I'm enjoying the game, there's going to be times like tonight that I'm going to buy something that isn't really about efficiency. It's more about cosmetics and enjoying the game. And that dragon boat skin is one of those things. So let's get into it tonight and see where we land. First things I want to do is just cover the basic shop. There are some account goals I want to do tonight as well, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But I do want to see if I can get the infantry gear to level 20 and pop the hero gear mastery for the essence stones. I know that's not the most efficient thing, but it is a good way to do some progress outside of SVS and still not really have an impact for SVS, because I'll be able to replace everything I use, and that's a nice way to do that. And it's also kind of a nice thing to do as far as being able to press some on the account. I do want to take a look at hero gear tonight though, because I want to get those gloves to level 20, and I am running out of mythic gear really fast, so that's going to be a factor. And I also want to make sure that I'm looking at my charms for SVS prep and preparing for that properly, because I got a lot of plans for the next prep, and I was doing some calculations, and I'm going to be way under. Now, taking a look at the Artisan's Trove, this is the last day I have anything to do with it. I'm just going to grab it for $5 because, it's good for the VIP points. And even though my gear is maxed right now, I know that it's going to do anything further in the future, it's going to take a lot more. We look at Dawn Market now. This is one of those things where it's like I'm really tempted, and I may actually just buy this for the hero gear here, because I've been trying to press the hero gear. This isn't the best deal in the game, but it's not bad either. And I'm going to be spending a lot tonight though. And the problem is this is the last day, so I got to make a decision. I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm spending a lot tonight or anyways, might as well just bite the bullet and grab that. Again, if you're following me for efficiency's sake, I'll show you some other things that you get some better deals, but this isn't really a bad deal, I don't think. There are other better deals. They just don't come around as often. So I'm going to grab that. The custom artistry chest. We have another day on this one, so I'm spending so much tonight, I'm not going to buy this, but I think I'm going to end up buying this out for just charm designs, because I was looking at how many charm designs I'm going to need, and I'm going to need a lot. So I think I'm going to actually buy this out tomorrow for charm designs, because I'm going to need them. The pet chest we're not going to do anything with. Combat medic pack. This is nice for Foundry sometimes. I'm just going to grab it for the $5 just for the speeds and the VIP points. Then we'll grab the daily deals like I do, and we'll see if I get lucky on the chest. A little bit, not much. I do see the value, and now that I'm seeing this mythic gear need, how much I'm going to need and how I'm running out of them. I thought I had plenty, but man, they just evaporate when you start pressing the hero gear. So, this is probably, a good spend, even though you don't get the VIP points with it. So that's the basic shop there. Let's take a look at the events quick, just to run that down. So we've got the officer prep. First of all, we got Foundry Battle. That's one of the reasons I want to be pressing a little bit of power outside of SVS, just to make sure I'm prepped for Foundry. And, it's not the worst thing in the world if you lose Foundry, but it's nice to try to get a little edge and try to help win. And the Officer Project, this is one of the reasons I want to do the Essence Stones. I'll get some points for the Essence Stones here, and on both the Officer Project and on Alliance Showdown, because we get points for Essence Stones here as well. So that's one of the reasons I want to do a little bit of Essence Stone work tonight. Then let's look at the deal section. We got the Hollow Heroes back, and what I said I'm going to do with this is basically what I'm going to do. So if you haven't been watching, and we do get some points for gem usage in the Alliance Showdown. So I'm going to buy this every day at the $5 mark, and I'm going to buy the $10, I think. Well, yeah, I think I'll go to the $20 mark. And the main reason I'm doing that is I'm just going to buy some of these custom widgets, the Gen 1 widgets, because they're hard to find anywhere else in any significant, bulk quantity. So I'm going to need some of those for next SVS as well to press some of the Gen 1 gear. And that's just nice to have the multiple marches when you're doing Foundry or things like this. And the rest of this, I think, is just going to end up being some claims. So I think I cleared some of them out earlier when prepping. I just clear these out now. Got the Journey Treasures, and we'll clear that out as well. Yeah, that's the rest of it. So that's the deal section. The real meat of the special value deals we have going on right now is in the Dream Miracle and the Spectral Ice Shack. And we do have that cat thing coming up again, the Dream, whatever that's called. That's coming up in a couple days as well. I didn't really like that event so much. So let me just clear out these daily missions for both of these. And let me explain something. When I was looking at the value of these shops, and I'll just do that in a second. So just clear these out. All right, so because I've been hyper-focused on charms, because I'm trying to look at planning for charms, I wanted to give you an example here. So if we look at the charms deal here, the custom artistry chest, this ends up being about 7.9 of these charm designs per dollar, which is, you know, a good deal in the game. Usually you get much less than that. So that's a good deal, but not the best deal. It is a good way to get them in bulk, though, because you can buy them all the way up. I mean, look at this, all the way. If you go all the way to the end here at the $100 mark, look how many I can get for $100. So, you know, it's still 7.8 per dollar or 7.9 per dollar, but it's you know, it's a way of getting them in bulk where you can't get them in bulk any other way. That's kind of look at it like that. It's not always about efficiency, but how can you get them? So otherwise it's just a trickle, and your progress will be much slower. It'll gate you. So then we look at the next highest value is actually, I think, the Ice Shack. Now, this, I did a little math yesterday that I think I may have misled some people, and maybe not misled, but that was a worst case analysis of how much, like the fire crystals in the worst case analysis, if you did absolutely horrible, would be, and you spent, you know, all the way up to the $100 mark, will be somewhere around $10 or 10 per dollar, which is good, but not the best in the game. But actually my spend rate, if you look at my spend rate, I got 106,000 of these vouchers. And I did that with, I think it was $89 yesterday. So, you know, that was a rate of about 1,191 vouchers per dollar. So if you kind of do the math on some of this stuff, like this fire crystal deal here is actually something closer to like 20 fire crystals per dollar. And then the charm designs are actually something more like 9.5 per dollar. So that's actually pretty good. But again, they are limited in quantity, so you can only get so much of them. But I think because of that, this is there's some hidden value in here. And I think the same is true for a lot of these other items, but I was just kind of focused on the charms, really. So now let's look at the Dream Miracle. So in this shop, these charm designs are actually something closer to 10.9 per dollar when I did the math. So that's actually the best deal, I think, in the game presented to me right now. The problem is I'm going to need quite a lot of them. So, you know, I can get 1,600 of them here, which is a lot. But, and so that's what I do want to do that. And we do have, you know, look at these custom hero or lucky hero gear chests as well. That's, you know, quite a few of those that I can get for hero gear. So basically, I think what I'm going to do, and I'm going to kind of defer, I just need a lot of them ultimately, but I think I'm going to put more money into this Silver Frost shop than I originally planned, because when I did the math on it, this looks like the most efficient buy for the stuff I want. Now, the one inefficient thing I'm going to do, which is going to affect my rate of return here, is I do very much want this cool new Gilded Dragon Boat city skin. And not for the troops attack, it's more for the cosmetic. Yes, I will get the 2% troops attack, and they do stack. And for those of you who are asking me in the comments, here's where you can verify. If you go into your skins and look at your bonus details, you can see your total bonus here, and you'll see it go up as things stack. So here's like the city skins, and you can see that they stack, right? They all stack together. So up to a maximum. And if you read the bonus details carefully, right there, skin bonuses can be stacked up to the bonus maximum. So they're showing you what the maximum is that you can stack them up to. And until you get to that max, which is quite a very large number actually, they can keep stacking. So that 2% troops attack will just stack there. They don't multiply, but they do stack. So hopefully that makes sense. Essentially, that's the one thing I'm going to do tonight that really isn't so much about efficiency, because that is not efficient at all. Look at this. It's going to cost 3,000 of those shells, where you can get, you know, I got like, for 400 shells, I got a 2% lethality bump. For 3,000 shells, I'm only getting a 2% attack bump, and it's not worth it from the stats. There's so many other ways you can spend that money and get the stats. This is really a purchase about the cosmetics. So let's go ahead and do some of that spending. And man, tonight, this is it, because we got Foundry coming up tomorrow, and I want that city skin tonight. And I also, I also want some other stuff from this shop, because from when I did my math, it's like I'm either going to spend it here or spend it somewhere else. So I'm going, I think I'm going to have to go several layers into the $100. And let's see, does it change at all? Let me do it again. Yeah, it doesn't change at all. So you can get them all there. So this is enough for me to get the city skin at least. And I'll grab that. Oh, you got to buy the thing and then unlock it, right? So I'll buy that. And then I'll go and unlock it for the dragon boat. Gild the dragon boat. There we go. And then I will activate it. Where'd it go? There we go. And this is the other thing people were asking about. That actually some subscribers in the comments helped me understand. There's a difference between using the item, which you just saw me do, use, that unlocks it so that it starts stacking, and then equipping. You don't have to equip it for it to stack. As long as you use it so it's unlocked, so it goes from like grayed out to active, then they will stack. But you do have to, enable it like that for it to be able to stack. Then whether you equip it or not is a separate thing. That's the cosmetic aspects. Now, just because this is a new cool one and I just got it, I'm going to equip it. And I think what I'll do here is, even though I love that Meteor March, I will go ahead and equip the, where'd it go? The march that goes along with it. So I'll add that one to the mix as well. And just save it as a random equip. And that way, I've got the city skin now being displayed. It's kind of cool city skin for the furnace. And then if we look at what it looks like in the wild, looks like a kind of a cool boat there. So kind of fun. That's for the cosmetic. And yeah, get the 2% boost as well. Now, the problem is I still want more. And I'm going to want, I think I'm going to really want to buy as many of these Lucky Hero Gear chests and charm designs. But actually, after looking at the Lucky Hero Gear chests a little bit and doing a little math, it looks like this is basically 3.2 per dollar. And let's look how this breaks down. If we compare it to the Dawn Market, for example, if I were to buy this, which I just did purchase because I said I wanted, but the components are all good too. But if we look at this, these component portion is roughly equivalent to the components you would get from 160 chests. The difference is you want the chest so you get more of a chance at the mythic gear. But the components are a quick gimme. It gives it to you right away. But this is roughly equivalent to 320 Lucky Hero Gear chests as far as component is concerned. So this is a rate of 3.2 per dollar, because that's 320 for $100. And then if we come over to here and we look at the Dream Miracle, this value turns out to be about 3.2 per dollar. So, it's essentially as good as a deal as the Dawn Market goes. So for that reason, I think it's worth me spending a little bit more money here for what I want to do for the Hero Gear chest. Probably tomorrow I'll do some more for the charm designs, because I do want to get that as well. Basically, I want to buy out the charm designs. But tonight, I'm going to grab just, 1,000 worth of these. And that way I can get the mythic gear that I need to do the hero gear thing that I wanted to do that I was talking about. So I'll leave that there, and then I will grab the fire crystals and the essence stones tonight as the special deals. And that's all I'm doing for Dream Miracle tonight, and that's more than enough. So what I want to do tomorrow is come back and grab as many of the charm components as I can, and I'll see. This isn't, as far as I'm concerned, this isn't a bad deal. It's not the best deal in the game, but it's a pretty decent deal to get the Lucky Hero Gear chest. And it just you got to convert the shells to money, and it sounds all right. Now I'm going to save the gameplay on the Shaved Ice Stall here, or the Spectral Ice Shack, because I'm going to kind of close out with that. I did unlock a special feature though, and that is to be able to do this multiplier, and I've got to buy more to do the multiplier. But let me show you what's going on here. So essentially, the value of the charm designs here ends up being 9.5. So I'll only be able to get so much from the Dream Miracle, and I'll get some more from here. And then, you know, if I still wanted to spend more, I can buy some from the custom artistry chest. But in order, these two deals are the better deal than the custom artistry chest. So I may actually just decide to, especially since I see how much it's going to cost to buy out that other shop, I may actually decide to skip the custom artistry chest and buy just here. But the problem is, when I do the math, like I'm going to need so many. I really want to try to get my charms really pushed to next SVS and see how far I can go with it. And that's just going to take a buttload of these charm designs here. So I am going to need, you know, of course, at some point you'll need charm guides as well, but it's by far right now the charmed designs are what's holding me back. So, and if you don't have them, you can't make that push. And this, look, you can see what's in this shop. It's all about, mainly, it's about chief gear for essentially. This is mostly all about chief gear. So I'm going to go and buy this up to the $50 mark again. Because I see the value there and there's stuff there that I need, basically. And I may even go farther, but it does get less and less efficient as you go, obviously, with the way most of these events work. But I'll be able to buy quite a bit from that shaved ice stall that really will help push some power next SVS. So that's the main reason I'm doing that there. Now let me come back around to that one, because what I want to do now is I want to go into the backpack and let's clear some stuff out and let's see how many. Got a little game delay there. Let's see how much I can clear out. So let's see. No, didn't get lucky on that one. Just clear this out. And then we'll come in here, put these in the bank. And let's see. I should get, maybe I shall get 5 for this because I think I'm close to the pity reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 6. I'll take it. That's good. And the main reason I needed that is because what I would like to do tonight is come in here, and I hope I got this right on the last time I did the custom artistry chest. But what I'm going to do tonight to put some points on the board and to get this to level 20 is I'm going to take 10 of these bad boys. Man, that just gets progressively expensive. And I'm going to do this forge. And now the mastery is maxed on that item, so another cool account milestone. And then, hopefully when I exit this, yep, got the gear mastery pack, and now I'll replace everything. So I just did that guilt-free with no concern for SVS spending. And now I put more in the tank than I used. So I used 200, I got 320, so I put 120 more essence stones in the tank than I used, and I got everything that I used back. So that's the way I do that, and then I'll just see how lucky I got on these hero gear chests. Oh, not bad. 1, 2 out of that. All right. And put these in the tank. All right. So I'm going to do this a little bit out of order. I'm going to go into the VIP first because I want to end with the Spectral Ice Shack, basically, because this will take a little time. And for those of you who don't want to necessarily watch the whole thing, but I do have some interesting things to show because I unlocked the special mode and just talk to you about how I've been playing that game. But let's take a look at the VIP level. And that's where we're at, right? I have no more? Yeah. So we're at about 500 mil. We're almost there. Almost there. And we'll, got a bunch more spending to do with all these events coming up. So I think I'm going to wait until I get to 1 mil every time because that was kind of a nice little session and worked out pretty well. And we'll see how things go from there. Now I will do Gaia Heart and I will press the gear essentially, but what I've been trying to do is focus on getting this gear up. So I just did get a bunch of components tonight. So there we go. I'm able to get this all the way up to plus 39 and then I'll let that sit. And I'll continue to press this as well to be able to get these both up nice. Oh, so close. So close to 39. And that'll be nice progress for the marksman gear, essentially. So this will be nice for Foundry and stuff. And I've got Gaia Heart, and I'm going to do that later. But I'm not going to do that on camera because I just got too much content to do when it comes to the Spectral Ice Shack, essentially. So let's see. We get to the Slush Station. Now, the way they say this is you can multiply this based on how many points you have, basically. So if you read this carefully, come into the rules section. See, what's happened is my rewards have now maxed out. So when you get to level 30, you get to the special order stages. They allow you to multiply custom multiplier to the number of Vivid Gems to use any attempt with the same multiplier, also applying to the number of Vivid vouchers earned. The chosen multiplier can't be changed once the stage begins until it ends. So basically, based on how many jam jars you have, Vivid Jams you have, you can select different multipliers. And I think the reason they did this is this is basically a whale spending feature. It's like, instead of needing to go through a bunch of them all at a time, you can have this multiplier. And now it just depends. Like, how much do you want to try to get lucky? If you do 10 and you get unlucky because you kind of didn't do a good match, then it's going to be you got penalized, kind of like Deadshot, right? You're going to get penalized for that. So I'll do it by 10 and let's see what happens. All right. Be careful, more will be consumed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's still 6, according to your chosen multiplier. All right. And your rewards are multiplied as well. So see what I mean? This is kind of like a whale feature. It's like basically just scaling it up. So I don't have to do 10. It's kind of like maybe the fishing vouchers or, that type of thing where I don't have to do 10 I can just do 10 all at once now. So just do my standard strategy here. All right. And then I'll reverse it. Wow. That did not work at all that time. All right, so green is either in the beginning or the end. Try it this way. Wow. All right, so green must be at the end. Pink must be in the beginning, I guess. That puts purple over here, red over here. All right. Yeah, so this is basically a whale feature. And now, I can do a multiplier of 5 because that's all I have, to be able to support the number of levels. Oh, not bad. Got a little luck on that one. Nice. So this is how we'll play this. I'll do the multipliers, and I don't know. As far as my math was concerned, this was a good value shop, but not a crazy value shop. So I'm going to spend up to the $50 a day on it, I think, just because it's a little fun to play and the value is there, but it's not the best value. So essentially what I really want to do is get those charm items out of this shop. So I'll see. I'll make sure that I'm going to be able to spend my spend rate. Will be able to get all the things I want. I think I can get all the charm items, so I can actually do that tonight. Ouch! Ouchie! All right. Let's see. Almost. So must be something like this. Oh, let's see. Oops. Well, try it like this, and almost. We're getting there. This is the one of the slow ones. All right, but the main thing is I actually unlocked these chests up top as well, the path rewards. Let's take a look at that. Nice. Take it. Yes. Yes. All right. So now I've kind of maxed out the value of the shop in terms of the path rewards. I'll leave this sitting here tonight because I have what I need to get out of the shop, and I'll do more of the plus 10 or something tomorrow. But we'll see if I really want to keep on pressing this shop, because maybe I won't really need to. But there are some things of good value here. So essentially, the things that I really want out of the shop are, and I think these fire crystals is actually pretty good value as well. But really, I want to make sure I can get all of these charm design components, because that's what I need to press next. So that's the biggest thing I wanted out of here. The chief gear stuff I can use, but I don't really need immediately. Look at this. I'll grab this. Oh no, I'm not going to grab that. I'll have to do the math on that, but I could grab enough just to press that last piece of gear. Let's see how much I need. Let's see how many. What did I need here?
Hunt on the ends.
I need about, what is that? 900 or so. So that's not too bad. I can probably get that in lots of different ways, though. Oops. Clear that. Just wanted to see if I had anything else that can clear it, but we'll just come in here and grab, I just grabbed 10 of these. And then
Hunt on the ends.
we can get that guy to 39. Oh, I didn't even need that much. I forgot that they come in multiples. They came in packs of 10. Oh well. That's still not wasteful. So that's what we're going to do. Maybe that was a little wasteful, actually. I forgot they came in packs of 10. I only needed like one of those packs, and that would have been sufficient. So, but the other things I want to come in here and do is probably try to get as many of the fire crystals as I can, because that's actually looks like it's a pretty good value as well on the fire crystals. And then, you know, after that, we'll see, you know, what else I need. And I don't know, components I might need, because the chief gear is going to be a little bit more time before I can press that any further. So we're gonna maybe keep spending on it, but not at any crazy rate. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, because of that special mode, it didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take. So let's take a look at Gaia Heart, because I did just press some things that caused some power to go up, and now I can try. I think I'm finally going to try that proper deploy. Oh no, I can't do it that way. I've got to custom form this, and I think, let's see if I can get this one right this time. I think I'm doing it for the right mode. So if I edit the formation, so I want my best infantry, second best lancer, and Greg. And then we want this one to be 60-40-0. And then we want my second best infantry with Mia and my best marksman. And we want this one to be 53-4-43. And then we want basically the third, basically the third of everyone, what you can get basically. And we want to go with a standard 50-20-30 here. And I'm probably going to get a couple rounds anyways, because I did just press some power. But apparently this formation has done well for people who got stuck. So we'll see. Well, that didn't work great out the gate anyways. Let's try it again. Maybe it was a bad RNG. Well, all right. Got squeaked a little more. Ay, ay, ay. Try it again. I hope this is the right formation I got tonight, but I do feel like I'm getting some bad rotations here, because whenever you get your first squad hitting first, that's never a good thing. I think I always lose whenever the first squad hits early. Yikes. Alright, we'll try that one more time. Tell me in the comments if I got that ratio right with the and the formations right, because it did get me one more level, but it didn't do anything crazy, it doesn't seem. And I did have something. Oh, that's probably because it's a boss level too, 30-10. So that's like a boss level. Yeah. So, anyways, scores are still looking pretty good overall, and that's where things land with Labyrinth. So that's a lot of content for one night and a bunch of spending. I hope you see that I was doing it as efficiently as I can. So, you know, I may have to do some things that are inefficient every now and then, but I do try to work through it with you and try to understand it for myself. So tell me in the comments if you think I got it right or not. But the most important thing you could do to help me out, if you want to continue following my journey and seeing how I do, how the money converts to growth and power, and how I evolve as a player of the game, you got to help me out by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and then turning on notifications. That way, whenever I post anything, you'll know about it right away. Thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, I'll see you later.